Most people wouldn't find a trip to the doctor's office or to the hospital exciting. Well, health issues aside, of course, such a trip can be pretty breathtaking up in the Northwest. Here to tell us about it is Ron Zwerin. Hi, Ron.
Hi, Allison. You know, many cities have a calling card or a must-see attraction. In New York, you have the Statue of Liberty as well as the Empire State Building. In San Francisco, of course, you have the Golden Gate Bridge.
The St. Louis Arch.
That's not a bad one as well. Well, thanks to NECA contractor EC Company and its high-flying IBEW crew, the city of Portland, Oregon now has a calling card of its own. They have a 3,300-foot high aerial tram that soars above a busy highway and a neighborhood below.
You know, we look at this is a one-of-a-kind project, and it's a showcase for Portland, Oregon. And one of the things that Portland's really proud of is they tried to set themselves apart from the rest of the country.
With a price tag around $55 million, the tram connects the city's south waterfront area with Oregon Health and Science University. Besides making the trip between OHSU's facilities much more convenient, planners hope the project will stimulate residential and office development along the Willamette River. It was a complicated project. Towers hundreds of feet in the air, cars suspending dozens of passengers over a city below. It was the kind of project that was right in the wheelhouse for a highly skilled NECA contractor and a highly skilled IBEW workforce.
This was years in the making, just how we could transport patients and staff up and down, and the parking was problematic up here. So this is ideal. They can park down there and come on up and vice versa.
EC Company, along with its IBEW crew and foreman, handled the electrical portion of the project, a job that took 7,600 man-hours to complete. It came in on time and under budget. EC needed a top-notch crew because the work demanded skilled electricians who could work independently, make complex decisions, and handle the rigors of working on a structure that stretches hundreds of feet in the air over a busy highway.
There was quite a few challenges. One, there was a lot of discussion on the budget. It was a very public, debated issue as far as whether it should be constructed, let alone the cost. And then we found that there was several entities. I mean, you had the city of Portland, you had the Kiewit, and you had Doppelmayr, and you had to work with all of them and integrate the project. When you look at this, it looks fairly simple from the outside, but because of the structures themselves, most of the construction, happened during the winter time here. The height of the towers and the compaction of different crews being on site. And when you get to the upper tower, you'll see that you had a lot of ladder work to go up and down.
Probably the most dangerous part was on the upper station. We had a lot of embedded conduit in the stair core. There was a temporary stairwell erected alongside of that, and that was poured in sections, 20-foot sections, over a period of about 3 months. And so each section we would have to go up with the building, put in the lighting conduit, and it was pretty risky just due to the height and maintaining everybody's 100% tie-off, and you had an overhead crane working above you at all times.
Other factors had to be taken into consideration as well. For starters, the site had to be divided into 3 work locations: the upper station, the center tower, and the lower station. When you consider it takes about 30 minutes to drive in heavy traffic from top to bottom, it was imperative a lot of the work be done ahead of time. Additionally, only the smallest amount of exposed conduit was allowed because the streamlined appearance of the tram needed to stay intact. Bottom line, the crew had to be top-notch.
You know, that's one of the things that we're blessed with here. You know, Local 48, IBEW 48 and NECA have a great relationship. They have for years to work together. And when you look at the complexities of this and the amount of knowledge, Dan Strasley, like I said, our general foreman, is one of our top superintendents at EC Company. And so we wanted to put somebody that had those skills on here, and we put a crew with him that was some of the highest skilled electricians that we have in the local on this project.
The Raceway supplies each car with 24 volts of power for PLCs and lighting, and feeds for charging batteries when the cars are in station. There are also redundancies built into the tram in order to ensure safety. Along with the main electrical drive, The Tram boasts a diesel backup system as well as a diesel evacuation system. Triple redundancy ensures safety.
We can engage a diesel engine and we can run continuously on that engine. If we have problems with that engine, we've got another engine. We keep stepping down in horsepower.
The Tram runs at speeds up to 22 miles per hour, and it takes just 3 minutes to get from top to bottom and vice versa. It also operates safely in winds up to 50 miles per hour. A gauge monitors wind speeds, and an angle monitor alerts operators when the cars are leaning too much on the cables. Speaking of the 2 1/4-inch stationary cables that hold the cars, they can easily hold over 1 million pounds of tension in order to reduce unnecessary stress on the cables. As one cable car ascends, the other descends. The end result? A smooth ride for patients and staff, and a modern landmark for both the hospital and the city of Portland.
You can have an appointment up here at 11 o'clock and see a specialist down there at 11:30. In the old days, you'd have to come back on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or another day for it. It has been so good. They talk between each other. You can have a surgeon do surgery up here at 7 and go down and do surgery down there at 9:30. It's been terrific. It's been great.
Allison, obviously a tram suspended high above a city isn't a job you see every day. And with something as unusual and potentially as dangerous as this, it really speaks to the ability of the NECA-IBEW team safety training and their expertise to not only get the job done right, but get it done on time.
Especially since it was such a high-profile job,
Sure.
And there was really no margin for error from a PR standpoint. Thank you, Ron. We really appreciate it. But we do want to know, how many times did you actually ride it?
I think we rode it about 6 times. I think 5 times. Some people say 6, but after a while they were saying, enough, you guys have to go home. You've used all of your free passes up.
Well, it certainly looked fun. We really appreciate it.
You bet.
Thanks, Ron. We'll be right back.
Construction projects large and small share 2 critical elements when a NECA contractor is doing the work. They're built on time and on budget. The skill level of our IBEW electricians is the highest in the world, guaranteeing every project is done right the first time. Being the best isn't a slogan, it's our tradition.
The IBEW NECA team,